Hey guys, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here back today with a live stream, and I'm here to do my NRL tips for Round 6. And joining me for the first time actually on the channel is Nick from Australia. As you guys should know already who Nick from Australia is. He's a massive YouTuber, and he's a big Cowboys fan as well. So it's nice to have a YouTuber on the channel, Nick from Australia. So if people don't know you already, why don't you introduce yourself before we get into the tips for NRL for Round 6?
Well, mate, first things first, thanks for having me on the channel. And you guys, obviously my channel, Nick from Australia. If you don't know who I am, I'm just a guy that puts out a lot of great rugby league content, previews, and I review every game on, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. And yeah, it's good to be connecting with other people like Warriors and NRL Fanatics. So thanks for having me on, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So there's quite a few interesting games this weekend, and the first one's not a great game to start the round. It's obviously this is the Thursday night, which is tomorrow night. It's the Penrith Panthers versus the Brisbane Broncos down at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. And yeah, last week Penrith way too good. Last week they were far too good, and the Brisbane Broncos just they had no match for South Sydney. They were absolutely no match. And yeah, what do you think of this game? What's your thoughts leading into this game? Who do you think's going to win, and your anytime try scorers for this game?
Look, it's obviously it's going to be tough for the Broncos to win. Obviously the Panthers, they're a quality outfit. They've been good the last 18 months or so now. The Broncos, well, new coach still. They're trying to rebuild, but look, it's going to be tough for the Broncos tomorrow night. I know it's in Brisbane. I know the Broncos have got a pretty good record up there against Penrith, but I'm going to go the Panthers here, 13 plus, and for a try scorer, I'm going to go with Nathan Cleary this week. I think Nathan Cleary can get over the line, so I'm going to back him for a try, and Panthers to win 13 plus.
Yeah, I can't see this game going any other way. I can't see it going any other way than the Penrith Panthers win here. I think, Brisbane Broncos, I don't think they'll get the wooden spoon this year, but I think they're still a fair bit away from the top teams, the challenging for the finals and all that. So I think it's going to take time for Brisbane to get going. I think, they're struggling at the moment, but I don't see them getting the spoon. But I think Penrith will be way too good here. I've got Penrith Panthers up by 28 points, and anytime try scorers have gone with Charlie Staines and Viliami Kickout. So here's my anytime try scorers for this against the Panthers. So
Sounds
yeah,
good.
Panthers by 28 for me.
Panthers 13
Yep.
plus. Yep.
So yeah, Friday night sees the Newcastle Knights versus the Cronulla Sharks down there at Newcastle, and the Newcastle Knights have lost 4 in a row now, so they're struggling big time without Mitchell Pearce. Very big loss for the Newcastle Knights. Yeah, they got absolutely flogged by the Gold Coast last week down there at the Gold Coast, and yeah, for the Cronulla Sharks, I thought they were not too bad. They weren't too bad, but with this coaching situation at the moment with John Morris, and John Morris is now gone. Now he's gone, so this is a very tough game to call for me. What do you think?
Probably the hardest game of the round to pick, as in terms of Newcastle. Obviously, got no Mitchell Pearce. Cronulla got the coaching saga going on. Now, last week when Newcastle played the Gold Coast, I thought in periods Newcastle did well. The Gold Coast dominated that whole game, but there was parts of the game where I thought Newcastle were brave. They were showing some good signs. I thought, and also with the Sharks, how they lost the game to the Roosters is beyond me. They led 18-4. They should have won the game, but they just threw it away. But tough game to call this one. But with the whole coaching drama going on down there at the Sharks, I've got to go Newcastle, because with the whole coaching thing, it distracts the club and the players don't like it. So I'm going Newcastle 1-12, and I believe that a try scorer for Newcastle, I'll go with Mitchell Barnett to score for the Knights.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree here. This one wasn't so sure, but now with the John Morris getting sacked, I mean, I was going to pick the Sharks, but now I've gone Newcastle. Surely Newcastle won't lose lose again, but you never know. But because lately I haven't trusted Newcastle in my tips, so I'm going to go with the Newcastle Knights here. I think they'll win. Yeah, I think they'll win by 4. I think it'll still be close-ish game, but yeah. Newcastle by 4. I've gone anytime try scores. I've actually gone 3 anytime try scores here. I've gone with Bradman Best, Heimel, Kalen Ponga.
Yep.
So I've gone with 3. Yep. Now the second game on night sees the Melbourne Storm versus the Sydney Roosters. Now this is going to be a great game, cracking game to watch. Looking forward to this one. Two of these teams, successful teams. Because they in the NRL history, the Melbourne Storm Roosters, they know they get up for the big games. They're always in the grand final. They're always in the finals. And, yeah, this is going to be a big game for both of them. Melbourne coming off a big win last week. They're currently 6th on the table at the moment. So if they win this game, they're probably somewhere in the top 4. So the Roosters, last week coming off they're coming off a win behind from the Sharks. They were behind against the Sharks and managed to escape from that game. So, yeah, Sam Walker's on fire at the moment. He's doing quite well. So, yeah, what's your thoughts leading into this game? I think it's going to be an interesting one, but what's your thoughts?
Well, here's the thing with the Storm and the Roosters. The Roosters, out of all the top quality sides that we see over the years, the Raiders, Roosters, Souths, the Roosters are the best at playing Melbourne. They know them inside out. They know their structured plays. They know their attack. They also know their defensive structures as well. I think with Melbourne, if you can shut down Melbourne's left side attack with Munster, Olam, and Addo Carr, they're pretty vulnerable on the other side of the field with Jerome Hughes, Kafusi, Remus Smith, and George Jennings, because we all know that Melbourne Storm right side attack is nowhere near as good as it is their left side attack. And the Roosters, well, even without Luke Keary, they still look very good, Tedesco, and, we all know how good the Roosters are. But look, I'm going to go for a bit of an upset here. I'm going to tip the Roosters to win. And I don't think the Roosters will just win on Friday night. I reckon they'll win well. I reckon they can go down to Melbourne Friday night. If the Roosters go down there with the right mentality Friday night against the Storm, I reckon they can blow them off the park and win this game by about 16 points. I just think the Roosters' forward pack, I probably think their forward pack is a bit better than the Melbourne Storm. The Roosters, for mine, they got more attack than the Storm do. Like I said, Melbourne's only got one real good side of attack. The other side's pretty vulnerable. Daniel Tupou will probably have a field day with George Jennings. Josh Morris up against Remus Smith. So I reckon the Roosters will win 13 plus here on Friday night. So Roosters by 16 for mine, and I reckon that Daniel Tupou will score 2 tries.
Yep, that's not a bad prediction, actually. A big call there, but yeah, I'm going to have to disagree, actually. I'm going to go with Melbourne here. At Melbourne, they're hard team to beat down at Amy Park, and I think Melbourne will win this in a very, very close one. I think it should be close, actually. I'm going to go Melbourne Storm by 6. Anytime try scores, I'm going to go with Josh Addo-Carr and Justin Olam. And for the Roosters, I'm going to go with Daniel Tupou and Josh Morris.
So, sounds good.
Those are my anytime try scorers, and I've gone with the Melbourne.
Let me just add too with that Roosters.
Go ahead.
With that Roosters situation, everyone's going to laugh their head off about me going 13 plus. But you got to remember, Melbourne Storm have played 3 big sides this year. They played Souths, Penrith, and Parramatta. When they beat South Sydney, it was in round 1, and we all know Melbourne's record in round 1 is just insane. But when they played Penrith and Parramatta, 2 other big sides, they lost the game in the final 2 minutes. So they're 1-2 against big sides this year. They beat the Bulldogs and the Broncos easily, but they are 1-2 so far against the big sides. They're playing another big side this week. It's a very big game for the Storm. I think the Roosters can win well. So I just want to throw that out there. They're 1-2 against the big sides so far this year. So I'm going the Roosters 13 plus.
Yep. See, yes. NRL Vid 090 says attacking the Eels this round as specials, in my opinion. He reckons the Eels will get up over the Raiders,
We'll see.
which is quite interesting.
We will see.
Yep. So on to Saturday, the 17th of April, sees the Manly Seagulls versus the Gold Coast Titans. Now, I think this one's, where has it been played again? I think it's been played in Mudgee. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Mudgee town, which is quite good. Good to see some rugby league been played down there. So for the Manly Seagulls last week, now I got to admit, I thought they were very good against the Warriors. Now, bear in mind the Warriors did, miss a few opportunities. I thought they should have gone for a field goal earlier in the game last week. Quite a missed couple of opportunities there. But full credit to Manly because they got up there in the end, and it's their first win of the season. Cherry Evans played well as well. So going into this game, they've got Tommy Turbo back, and that's a huge boost for them to have Tommy Turbo back. Hopefully, he can stay on the field longer this time. Hopefully, he can stay on the field and not get injured. But for the Gold Coast Titans last week, they were very good. David Fifita, he was outstanding. I mean, he killed Newcastle. He was absolutely good in that game. And what's your thoughts going into this game? How do you think this game is going to go? Because I found this quite hard to tip as well. This one.
Well, I think if you're going to look at both sides and you go through, individual matchups, 1 through to 17, if you go by that, you're probably going to tip Manly. If you go by how both sides have gone so far this year, then you'd probably go the Titans. Look, Tommy Turbo is a massive inclusion. I don't expect it to, click straight away with Turbo back. Him and Kieran Foran, DCE, they all got to combine. And, I feel like the Titans at the moment, they're probably more trustworthy than the Seagulls are. I think, the Titans' record in New South Wales, well, in Mudgee, it's not too bad down that way, but their record away from Seabus Super Stadium isn't brilliant. But I think the Titans will probably get home in a tight one, probably 1-12. But if Manly did win, I would not be shocked at all. But I'm going to go the Titans 1-12, even though that makes me feel sick, tipping the Titans. And for a try scorer, I'm going to go with who should I'm going to go with Tino to score this week. I reckon Tino will get one.
Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure to pick this one, but I'm actually going to pick an upset here. I think I'm going to pick Manly here. I think Manly by 10. I think they're going to have confidence going to this game from last week. The Titans to me look, they won last week. They beat Newcastle, but I don't know. I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced by the Gold Coast Titans. I did tip them last week and they won. So congrats to them. But I'm going to go with Manly here. I think Manly will have that confidence. Last week getting the win, and I think they'll win this one. I think they'll win by 10 points. Actually, I've got Manly by 10. And anytime tries for this game, actually, I'm going to go with Jason Sabb and Ruben Garrick, actually. And, for the Gold Coast, going to go with David Fifita. I think he'll cross over again this week.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good.
Yep. So the second game on Super Saturday is the South Sydney Rabbitohs versus the West Tigers. I think this is at Stadium Australia. So, the Rabbitohs last week, what can you say? Too good. West Tigers, very, very disappointing. I expected much better from them because, it was. I'll give credit to the Cowboys. They did quite well, but the Tigers they were favourites going into the game. They were playing in front of a big crowd, and they choked. Yeah, Tommy Raudonikis is passing away, and it was a big crowd for the Tigers, and they couldn't handle it. I don't think they handled it, to be honest. Started very slowly in the game too, and I just don't see the Tigers, to be honest. I don't see them getting close to the Rabbitohs here. I think the Rabbitohs will win this rather comfortably, actually. I don't see the Tigers doing anything in this game. But, what's your thoughts? How do you see it going?
This game will be just like the Panthers-Broncos game Thursday night. It won't be close. The Tigers, for mine, well, obviously they started the year very tough. They played, the Roosters and the Raiders, and then they lost 2 games. They beat Newcastle, and then now they're up against the Cowboys. I don't know where to go for the West Tigers, man. I mean, Luke Brooks is still there. He's been awful. The West Tigers just don't inspire me at all. I just think Souths, they're about 12 steps above the West Tigers as in terms of quality and as in terms of playship. I don't want to be rude to the Tigers fans out there, but I reckon South Sydney could rest Cook, Walker, Latrell, and Reynolds, and that still win. So I'm going Souths here by 21 plus. It'll be a flogging. So for mine, Souths to win by about probably 26 plus. And I reckon Cody Walker will score the first try and Alex Johnson to get a hat trick. Souths will win 26 plus.
Yeah, I think South Sydney will win. I'm going to say South Sydney will win rather comfortably. I'll say by 30 points, but could be more, could be 40, 50 points. But I'm on South Sydney Rabbitohs by 30. And for any time try score, I'm going to go with 3, actually. I'm going to go with Dane Gagai to score a try, Alex Johnston and Cody Walker. I think Cody Walker will have a good game.
He's a good player.
So, Cody Walker's a great player. So moving on to the Canberra Raiders versus the Parramatta Eels down at GE Stadium in Canberra. And I think this will be another good game, actually. This could go either way. The Raiders, I haven't been convinced by the Raiders this season, actually. I haven't been convinced by them at all. I know they've had a slow start to the season. They've had some good wins and some bad losses. The losses, of course, the one against the Warriors, which they had a big lead and they let the Warriors come back into it. And Parramatta Eels disappointed by last week's performance now down at Bankwest Stadium, which was a huge surprise for me. Actually, I did not expect the Dragons to do that. I didn't expect them to go down there and they ambushed them. They ambushed the Eels. Actually, they rushed up and defensively they were very good and. I wasn't going to do that, even though they played the last couple of weeks. But what's your thoughts going into this game? I think the Raiders will win, but what's your thoughts leading into this game?
I am tipping the Raiders to win. I think they'll bounce back. They've been out of all the teams that we all think are going to be thereabouts at the end of the season. The Raiders have been probably the most less convincing, I guess, of the whole. All the top sides. The Raiders have probably been the side that it's been the most less impressive, that they're winning games very ugly, which is probably a good thing at this time of year. You don't want to be playing your best football at round 6. I mean, the Raiders will be a better side in round 25, not round 6. So for Parramatta, well, obviously a great start to the year for them, going 4-0, then losing to the Dragons on Sunday night. It is a short turnaround for the Eels. Sunday night to Saturday night, they're going to go down to Canberra. Raiders played Friday night, so Canberra have got about 7-8 days to prepare for this one here. So I'm going to tip the Raiders to win 1-12, probably by about 8 to 10 points, and I reckon that Hudson Young will score a try for the Raiders, and they'll win 1-12.
I've gone with Raiders here, but I think Raiders by 8. And my anytime try scorers in this game, I've gone with Jack Whiten, Jordan Rapana, and Hudson Young, actually, for the Raiders. And for the Parramatta Eels, I've gone with Sevo and Blake Ferguson. So, those are my anytime try scorers. And, it's Raiders by 8. So, this should be an interesting game. But,
what I do want to mention as well is I don't think Parramatta have won in Canberra for about 15, 17 years. It's been a while since the Eels have won in Canberra. It's a bit like the Cowboys when they played the Tigers last week trying to break the drought. Can Parramatta break the drought? I wouldn't be shocked if Parramatta did win. I think they definitely have enough quality to win the game. But the Raiders at the moment, they've been, let's be honest, they've been treading water to start the season off. I think Canberra will they'll bounce back this weekend and they'll win by about 8 to 10 points.
Yeah, I think Canberra should win at home, but you never know. Parramatta could cause an upset, but I think their record, the Raiders down in Canberra is not the best, so it's a bit of a hoodoo. But anyway, so you never know. But
yeah.
Anyway, so moving on to the 18th of April, sees the Dragons, St George Illawarra Dragons versus the New Zealand Warriors. That's at Australia Jubilee Stadium down there at Wollongong. For this game, look, I love to say the Warriors could do it, but going off what they've produced lately, the Warriors now they're my team, and I know my team very well, and they really do know how to disappoint at times. And looking at the team list, look at the Dragons lineup and looking at the Warriors lineup, I think the Dragons got a better team overall. I think they've won 4 in a row, and the Warriors, they could produce an upset, but I won't be surprised if they lose this one. I hate to be negative, but it's going to be a tough ask for us actually. So what's your thoughts going into this game? How do you think this is going to go? I personally don't see us getting close in the game, unfortunately.
Well, let me just say this: if Adam Clune had left the Dragons and went up to Townsville, I would have tipped the Warriors in this game. I was considering it. I think this game will be a lot closer than what people think. It's going to be a big crowd at Cogra on Sunday afternoon, back to the 2:00 time slot. It's going to be a good game of footy. I think it will be entertaining. It will be high scoring. I can see a lot of points in this game. Day games are always high scoring. I wouldn't be shocked if the Warriors did win. I just think with the form of the Dragons and with the way they're playing, they're bashing teams in the middle at the moment, and it's giving their outside backs and their halves to do all of the creative stuff around the middle of the field. So I just feel like if the Dragons can bash the Warriors, obviously the Warriors have got no Fanil Blake. If the Dragons can bash the Warriors in the middle, and then they can get some early ball back, Zach Lomax and Jack Bird and all these sort of players, I think the Dragons can win. But it will be a closer game than what people actually think. So I'm going the Dragons by about 6. So definitely 1-12. And for a try scorer in this game, I'm going to go for a roughie. I'm going to go Andrew McCulloch to score for the Dragons this weekend. And Dragons 1-12.
Yeah, and before I make my tip, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, he's playing his 100th game for the Warriors this weekend. So a huge congratulations to Roger, and hopefully we can put in a big performance and a win for him in his 100th game for the Warriors, which, good milestone there because, last week Ken Mamala had a milestone in the NRL, and this week's Roger's 100th NRL game for the Warriors. So, hopefully we can produce something, but as I said in my preview video with NRL Spectacular a couple of days ago, I think the Dragons will be too good here. Unfortunately, I think they'll be too good. Now, I hope the boys prove me wrong and produce the win. I hope they do. But I've gone head over heart here. I've gone with the Dragons. I think the Dragons by about probably 14 points. And first couple of try scorers, anytime try scorers actually. I've gone with Peter Hiku for the Warriors, and Zach Lomax and Matt Duffy for the Dragons, actually. So, those are my anytime try scorers. Picks the Dragons by 14. So,
well, now
moving on.
Hang on. Let me just say as well, too, real quick.
Right,
I don't think the Dragons have beat the Warriors at Jubilee since 2017 as well. So, the Warriors actually have gone all right down there at Wollongong as well. So, it should be a close game, but like you said, the Dragons will probably win, but you're going by 14. I reckon it'll be by about 6. But, mate, good luck to the Warriors. I reckon it should be a good game. So, all the best to the Warriors out there, and hopefully the Warriors win for you.
Yep. Yeah. Fingers crossed, really, yeah. So, moving on to the last game of the round, actually. It's the North Queensland Cowboys, it's your team, versus the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Now, this game here to end the round is probably got to be honest here, it's not the best game to end the round, but yeah, the Cowboys, they'll be pretty happy last week. They got their first win of the season, pretty much big relief for their coach, Todd Payton. I've still got a soft spot for Todd Payton as he did some good work here at the Warriors, coaching the Warriors. Almost got us to the finals spot, but yeah, good to see Todd Payton get off the mark for the Cowboys down there at North Queensland, and it was a good win for them over the Tigers. The Bulldogs disappointing, and for me, they're wooden spoon potential there. They haven't got anything at the moment, the Bulldogs, and I can see them getting the spoon, in my opinion. But yeah, how do you think this game's going to go?
Well, the thing is with the Cowboys, you got to be very careful now. Obviously, they smashed the West Tigers in the first half, and then they let their guard down. The Tigers, they came back and they got back in the game. And my voice is still very sore from that game. I'm still recovering from Sunday afternoon footy. But I guess the thing with the Cowboys is if they start as well as they did against the Tigers, they probably have too much points for them. But both sides have been dreadful to start the year. Both sides can't really defend that well. Attack-wise, it hasn't been brilliant for the Cowboys. It just clicked in one game out of 5. So, it's a tough game to pick. The Bulldogs have a pretty good record up in Townsville against the Cowboys. Look, I am going to tip the Cowboys to win this game by about 1 to 12 points. I'll say Cowboys by 7. I think it will be a close game. I wouldn't be shocked if the Bulldogs were to win, but I just think if Tamalolo plays, the Bulldogs won't have enough to stop him. And Luke Thompson, I don't think he'll play with that hamstring. So I'm going the Cowboys by 7, so 1 to 12. And for a try scorer, I'm going to go Jason Tamalolo to score in his return. And I also reckon Kyle Felt will score 2 tries.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick the Cowboys here. I think the Cowboys will be a bit too good for the Bulldogs. I know. I'm gonna tip them. I think the Cowboys by 18. Actually, I know it's a big margin, but yeah, the Bulldogs just don't have anything to attack for me. They haven't scored too many points this season, and I just don't see them going to Townsville and beating the Cowboys. Although the Cowboys, they haven't got the best record at home, but I don't think the Bulldogs are just. I've been very disappointed with the Bulldogs. I had them thinking they were going to be the most improved team this season, but they haven't produced that. So, yeah, I've gone Cowboys by 8 in any time try score. I'm going to go with Val Holmes. So, yeah, that's Any last words to say before I end the video?
Look, with the Cowboys against the Bulldogs, I think if the Cowboys can win this week, there'll be 2 wins and 4 losses. Their season can get back on track. They got the Raiders after this game, which is going to be a tough one. But if I can win this weekend, the confidence booster will be very big. And obviously, with Tamalolo coming back in the side, it's obviously going to help the Cowboys. But that's pretty much about it, man. I think it's been it's going to be a good round of footy. And I just want to wish everyone's team out there all the best, and I hope all your teams get a win on the weekend. But it should be a very good round of footy.
Yeah. So just a quick little chat says from Luther King. It's got to be a tough game. I think the Dogs will be up for it, but the Cowboys win by 10 points.
Yes, the King.
He reckons it will be a close. Yeah. So, anyways, just like to thank Nick from Australia for coming on the channel, and don't forget to go check out his channel. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. I'll put a link in the description below. Go subscribe to his channel, and he's an awesome rugby league. He does great work there. Go and give him a subscribe if you haven't already. I'd like to thank Nick from Australia for coming on the channel.
Mate, thanks for having me on, mate, and I'm sure that I'll be back in the future, no doubt about that.
Yeah, so like I said, go give him a subscribe, go his videos, go watch them. Great content, and also don't forget subscribe to this channel as well. The channel's at 449 subscribers, so 1 away from 450. So let's get to 450, and goal is still to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this month. So Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, and give the video a like as well. That'd be much appreciated. And also, tonight is the Rugby League Breakdown podcast. So go check out Nick from Australia's YouTube channel for the Rugby League Breakdown podcast with myself, Nick, and NRL Vids 090. Tonight we've got Shut the Gates on for chat. So make sure you join us for that at 7:30 p.m. Australian time. So 7:30 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that one. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon for another video.
See you, lads.